Welcome back to Man Down Sports. If you can see from the thumbnail, I want to discuss something that Isaiah Thomas, not the Hall of Fame guard Isaiah Thomas, but the former All-Star Isaiah Thomas that we call IT, that was on the Ball Don't Stop podcast, and he was discussing a lot of things. But one thing that caught my ear was when he was asked about who the greatest player that he played against or that he watched, right? And he quickly said Kobe. He went past the Durant's, the Currys, the LeBrons, and was like Kobe hands down. And I want you to hear how he explained it, and you get a glimpse of like what a lot of players actually think and what a lot of hoop heads who I don't know who played the game, who actually incorporated in that game, being highly skilled, highly sophisticated, paying attention to the finer points of the game and all those things. Players who got through that way versus the players who got through with just an abundance of athleticism and size. They appreciate players that got through like that in the NBA as well. So you're going to see a split of certain players. Like, most of the players I see that pick LeBron over Kobe, or non-basketball players, like the nerd types that are really into analytics and stats, like Nick Wright, Bryant Windhorst, people like that never picked up a football or basketball, or former athletes that are football players like Shannon Sharp and players like that, or former basketball players who weren't the skilled guys or the highly skilled guys, who doesn't know what it takes to get in the gym and work on one shot for 2 straight hours like Kobe or Michael or Olajuwon would do. And those are the Kendrick Perkins and guys of that nature, right? But for the people who played the game and who had to have good footwork and who know what it takes to work on those things and polish so much of your game, they're going to be the ones that are going to be like, man, Kobe, if I wanted to study somebody, it's going to be Kobe. If I want to go to somebody's Mamba Academy, it's going to be Kobe. And you see the John Walls, the Kyrie Irvings, the Kawhi Leonards, the Paul Georges. They all went to that Mamba Academy to learn from someone that they had to compete against, right? So I think that's all noteworthy, but I'm going to play the clip and then I'm going to come back with commentary.
Now the Durants and the LeBrons and the Currys, who's the one guy where you just saw it and you were like, he's the best player I've ever seen?
Kobe.
Kobe?
You just feared him right when you stepped on the court. Like his energy was for you to fear. I've never seen somebody offensively. Obviously, KD is offensively gifted. Kyrie.
Tell me the time frame that it was with Kobe, though.
Right when I got in the league.
2011.
Because 2011,
2010, they won.
They won. 2011, Dallas won.
I still think he was the best player in the league until 2013.
For sure. When I seen him, and every move was just everything he did was so strategic and I'd never seen somebody that sharp.
Can you imagine his preparation?
I can, and it was insane. But I've never seen somebody that sharp. And then when I got to build a friendship with him and hear him talk about the game, on a level that I've never heard before. Nobody come close.
We know this shit. Why is this not universally recognized among media nowadays and casual fans?
I think the popularity contest, like obviously, whoever they say is in front of him, the name might be bigger.
More personal.
But like what it goes back to, peers.
Yeah.
What are most peers gonna say?
Right. They're all gonna say Kobe.
They're all gonna say, except this generation, which I get, because LeBron is who they worship, who they come up with, and LeBron is cold,
in
but
a different galaxy himself.
Kobe, I can only imagine how Jordan was back then.
Right.
Because Kobe was just a little bit sharper than.
I say this, a little bit more fluid, a little bit sharper.
In everything that he did.
In every movement, and an extension of Jordan.
And the thing that I say Jordan's always number one because Kobe had to follow somebody.
Jordan was the blueprint.
But Kobe, if you want to follow somebody and follow everything and make it better,
man,
he did that with the best player ever.
Think about that.
So how is he not the best player ever?
That's facts.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
That's facts. That's facts.
What are we talking about?
So now,
So you heard what he said, and he said a lot of things at the beginning and in the middle, but I want to key in on the part he said at the end when he said, if Michael Jordan is a lot of people's number one, if Michael Jordan is a lot of people's greatest player of all time, if he's the blueprint, if he's the standard, right? If he's the guy that everyone's mimicking and copying, how can the person who got so close to him as a player that some people would say actually honed some skills a little bit more than Mike did in certain things? I obviously I think he might have been a better 3-point shooter than Mike. I want to say it was some other things that he did that was it could have been considered more crisp than Mike. I don't know. It's very close, but nonetheless, they're so close as players. They're so close. Phil Jackson said the only thing that separated MJ and Kobe was the hand size. He said Michael Jordan's hands was so big that he could just do so many things with the ball while he was in the air or while he was on the move or dribbling or catching the ball. It was just different for Kobe. So Kobe had to pay even more attention to details to overcome the things that physically Jordan had over him. I think Jordan was a better athlete than Kobe as well. He jumped higher. He ran faster. So Kobe had to work really hard to get that good. And I'm not saying Michael Jordan didn't work hard either, but because we know he did, but Kobe was, I mean, he did so much stuff like Mike. So the point is that I'm making, and the point that Isaiah Thomas was making, if everyone says that he's the GOAT and Kobe followed that blueprint, studied that blueprint, and almost matched it, if not matched it, right? He at least matched it, right? If he matched it, how is he not number two? And like you said, it's just a popularity contest. The name of LeBron James might be bigger. The storyline of LeBron James might be better than Kobe's. And the paper resume, once you look at it in totality, being that LeBron came in and played right away as a rookie, and Kobe came in and sat for 2 years, almost 3 years, and then he played 5 years as Shaq's number two. That storyline is not going to it's not going to match up with someone who came in like Michael or LeBron and who went to a bad team and was able to do whatever they wanted to do from day one. It's totally different. Kobe Bryant came into a team that was already ready to go to the playoffs, and he had 2 or 3 people, Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and one other person I can't remember. It might have been Byron Scott, but he had two or three guards that was all-star caliber guards that was getting playing time. It was just a tough situation. So when you look at the storyline, there are storylines of superstars that's just going to be better than Kobe's. They're going to have a better story. And for that same reason, statistically, if you look at the all-time stats, it's just going to be people like LeBron James and even Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. They're going to pass Kobe too. Statistically, they're just going to have more numbers. But is that all that we're taking into consideration when we're saying who's the greatest of all time or who's the best player we ever seen? Not me personally. For me personally, it doesn't even start with the paper resume or the storyline. It starts with what I can see with my eyes. I'm studying players, and if I'm comparing players, I'm seeing which player is more complete as a player, which player mastered the most of basketball, right? Which player left nothing to be desired, right? You get what I'm saying? So just like a fighter, whether it's kung fu or boxing, if you study the sweet science and you look at a fighter like Mayweather, he really lacked nothing. He had it all as a boxer. He lacked nothing. So he made himself a complete boxer. And when you look at Kobe, he made himself a complete player, just like Jordan did, a complete player who can play on the ball, off the ball, in the post, in the perimeter, and play both ends of the floor just as good. He played defense, he played offense, right? And he wasn't just a good defender. He defended. Some people are good defenders, but they don't defend. Like, they just take a break on that end of the court. Like, they just say, hey, look, I'm doing so much offense. I should be able to rest on defense while my other 4 teammates lock down. I guard the person who's not gonna get the ball. Right. And a lot of players did that. Kobe did not do that. Kobe played defense just as well as Michael Jordan did from the day he stepped on the court as a rookie to the time he left after his Achilles injury and everything. Right. So that's why the peers and the basketball players respect him so much. They're not able to articulate it as well. I like the way Isaiah Thomas did it. And I respect him what he said, but I want to see what y'all think in the comments, man. Let me know, man. You think Isaiah Thomas make a good point? If Michael Jordan is the blueprint and Kobe matched that blueprint, how is he not at least number 3 on the list? You can put Kareem in front of him because of the resume is so good, but as a player, there's no player that ever played in this game that was better than Kobe other than MJ. Right? But I think Kareem was close, and I think his resume was so much better than Kobe's that Kareem is my number 2, and that lands Kobe at number 3 for me. But Kobe Bryant as a player is head and shoulders above almost any other player that has ever played. So that's my top 3: Michael Jordan, Kareem, and Kobe. But if you take the resume off of it, and then you just looking at who's the best player, it's Michael Jordan and then Kobe, hands down. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I'll catch you on the next video.